We'll return to the goals, talk about how we achieve them, and think about how we really teach students how to think. How do we achieve these goals? So one way that I think about it is kind of like a pyramid. There's a system, there's a hierarchy to it. There's a way that Smarter Solving goes about teaching students how to think. And this is it's very logical. Each step builds off of the previous step. Each step is foundational in terms of going on to the next step and being able to succeed in that. So I'll start with the bottom of the pyramid. Smarter Solving has an approach that is tailored to problem solving from the top down, from the bottom up. The entire approach is meant to teach students problem solving. So I'll talk about this a little bit more tomorrow on this particular slide. But just to give you some basics, if you're trying to get students to learn thinking, learn how to solve problems, lectures won't work. The research says this. This is experience that people have had. In order to teach problem solving, in order to teach students how to think, you need to give students practice solving problems. And you need to be there and coach them when they make a mistake. Obviously, this is difficult to do in a larger classroom, but Smarter Solving has a lot of features to help students do this and to help the teacher make the most efficient use of their time. So as I said before, all of the elements of the program are designed to teach problem solving. The course is designed as a series of problems. We don't have the same kind of theory material. We don't have the same kind of teaching material that some of our other products do, because we're not focused on teaching students content. We are focused on giving students problem-solving practice, which is the most effective way for them to become better problem solvers. We give students coaching on every single problem. If they run into a problem, if they run into an issue, get something wrong, then we give them an interactive solution, which I'll talk more about tomorrow. We give them that coaching that they need in order to learn from their mistakes, to see where their misconceptions are. We provide scaffolding on nearly every step. So we're trying to give the student an appropriate amount of coaching too. We are trying to hold their hand when they need to, but not stop them from learning from their own mistakes. And so providing the appropriate level of support is really important for that, and that's something that we do through the product. So this approach that's tailored to problem solving is very fundamental. It's something that we can't even go to the methodology team and ask them to write us a fantastic curriculum unless we have that approach worked out. So it's very, very foundational. So once we have that foundation built, then we can start talking about developing the rigorous, coherent curriculum that we have in Smarter Solving. Every single question is placed in a specific order in Smarter Solving. It's not that we take a bunch of questions on a particular topic and have them in a bank and give them in whatever order. No, like every single question, the order of the questions inside the lesson, the order of the lessons, all of that is done very specifically in order to build off of previous questions and build in difficulty gradually. We build in difficulty gradually. We start weaving different concepts together as a part of our curriculum in order to teach students problem solving. We also have adaptive branching as a part of our curriculum, and we use this to keep students in their zone of proximal development so that the material that they're seeing isn't too easy or too difficult for them. And this allows us, with our rigorous coherent curriculum, to really make an efficient use of class time. Students aren't sitting there bored, not understanding, not listening to what the teacher is talking about because it's too easy for them, and they're not lost because it's too difficult for them. All right, so that's talking about the rigorous coherent curriculum, but as we have experience in the company with, having a great approach, having a rigorous coherent curriculum isn't enough if we don't meet classroom teachers' needs. Then it will not be something that can have the same kind of impact as if it did. So next I'm going to talk about the flexibility and comprehensiveness that we provide. Smarter Solving supports multiple implementation models. Here's a list of 3 different implementation models that we recommend. But with the features that we have available, really there are additional implementation models that teachers might use in their specific circumstance. As I said before, we have 100% coverage of the Common Core state standards. In every grade, we develop all 8 of the standards for mathematical practice. And we support any on-grade level instruction. So here, we wanted to provide the comprehensiveness to give the teacher the ability to do what they need to do with it, to talk about the material that they want to talk about with their students, deliver that material to the students. We want to provide the teacher in the maximum amount of control. But at the same time, if the teacher doesn't want to take that control, we still provide a backup. We still can, if students just end up going through guided growth curriculum, this will give them a fantastic foundation for problem solving, for doing well on next generation assessments. So all of the above that I talked about before, the problem solving approach, rigorous coherent curriculum, flexibility and comprehensiveness, gives the student a good experience, but the teachers are really the most valuable resource in learning. So it's really important for us to empower them to make sure that they are making the most of their time, to make sure that they can make proper decisions. And so ways that we support that are the following. In the Smarter Solving report, we have easy-to-read data, summary in the sense of just giving you a broad overview. The data it's there as soon as the student answers a question. There's no need to wait for the next quiz, no need to wait for the next benchmark exam. The data is there as soon as the student does it. So you can really, as soon as the student starts having a misconception, identify it and dig in a little bit more to see what's going on there. From the Smarter Solving report, teachers have easy access to the activity logs where they can get deep, meaningful information on every student action. And this allows teachers to use their instructional time more efficiently and make informed instructional decisions. So in a classroom that doesn't have this kind of information, in order to really figure out what the student's misconception was, you might need to pull the student for a one-on-one, really dive in with them to try to figure out where their misconceptions are, and only then would you be able to start correcting them, all the while using classroom time. With Smarter Solving, you can do a lot of that work beforehand. You can see how the student went through the interactive solution, where they answered certain things wrong. So you can start to already form an idea of what the student's misconception were. And then in the classroom time, you can just go and confirm that and work with the student at fixing that misconception.